The draft order is set, and it's time for me to annoy you with them crazy picks once again. It's 2026 NFL mock draft with the 18 picks set in order. Let's go. I'm so pumped up, man. When the offseason really begins. You know, they say it begins, especially as a Jets fan, way, way earlier back in September, but now it officially begins, and we get our quota on and our action because the Raiders are at the number one overall selection. You see the draft order behind me. If you want to know what the draft order is of current, it is behind me. I figured, hey, let's go ahead and celebrate it up with the draft order. Number one overall pick. We don't need to pickle up on any feathers or any toes here. We're just going to make this as simple as possible. It's Fernando Mendoza. The man is coming to Men Vegas, is what we're going to call him. Instead of Men Freddy, it's Men Vegas over here. But too much Tulsa King. It's between Moore and Mendoza. We'll see what happens when we get into this game this week versus Indiana and Oregon. That's going to be a fun one. Actually, I think it's technically next week, but oh no, it's this week, something like that. But hey, it is what it is because Dante Moore, he's going to go right here for the New York Jets. Hit me with the Beloshi. Hit me with the bologna sandwiches. A little tie action over. Maybe we'll switch it on over sides. I don't know, but Dante Moore coming to New York, Jersey, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So happy as a Jets fan that we don't have to trade up. I'm going crazy. I was going crazy. I was like, when I saw the Giants win, I'm like, New York, you better not think about beating the Buffalo Bills, right? Don't even think about it. There's no whiffs, okay? If you do, I will hit you with that bologna sandwich and a lot of Belushi. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds pretty cool. The Belushi. And then we're going to the Rio next here. We already went to the Rio in Vegas. Now we go on to number 3, Arizona, out west. The Birds. And with the Cardinals, I think I'm just going to go ahead and invest in the offensive line. They need help on that offensive line. I'm not going quarterback here, especially with Chambliss. I know it's just a little too early anyway. I know there are possibilities of him coming out or not because of the waiver. It's going to be something to monitor this offseason if LSU can get him to come over there. Definitely a possibility. But for right now, we're going to go get ourselves a trench player. Fanu, right tackle. I've watched him lately, and I really like him. I think that his tape, especially to finish off the season, was really good. So I'm just going to take Fanu here at 3. I got no problems with it. Once again, I think his film is really good. And we go on to the Titans at number 4, where I'm Tyson over at Mike Tyson-like prospect Jordan Tyson, wide receiver from Arizona State. They need some more help on that offensive line, wide receiver. Always nice to help out a young quarterback. It's not just about helping out Cam Ward. You got to help out this entire roster. But I'm just saying, Jordan Tyson, the medicals, how do you weigh that? Where are the tipping of the scales? I ain't tipping no scales because I'm tripping if I'm not passing up, or if I'm passing up on a guy like Jordan Tyson. He's just too good of a talent. You know what I'm saying? On to number 5, the G-Men, the Giants. They win some games here at the end of the season. Thank you so much, Giants. If we find our franchise quarterback, I will be indebted to you, New York football G-Men. I'm going to take offensive line here as well, just like what they did with the Cardinals. I'm going to take Francis Mauigoa here at number 5. They need some more offensive line talent. Keep Jackson Dart protected. We want to make sure he doesn't get any more concussions. And you look at this, keep the run game going. Have a good, solid run game with Cam Scatterboo coming back. Find yourself that right tackle of the future. Hey, if Illuminor is back, then you could always put Illuminor at right guard. You could put Mauigoa at right guard. Van Roten, at this point, you got to go ahead and figure you can upgrade. Number 6, Cleveland. I am going to take ourselves a nice pass catcher. Ah, she's right staring at me at the board. Carnell Tate. Actually, I probably should have done that with Mendoza and Dante Moore. They were like right there, and I just went to the quarterback section. But yeah, sometimes, man, I just go a little beady-eyed action, and I'm also like laser. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? You know what I'm saying? He's right there. Get him. Number 7, Washington Commanders. I'm also going to go get him with a Bane into the defensive line. Go ahead and improve their trench play. Get some pass rushers in there. They don't have much. They need some young talent on that defense and on the offense possibly, but especially on that defense, they need some influx of youth. We're going to do that with a Ruben Bain Jr. On to number 8 we go, and I'm going to go wide receiver here. I'm going to get Mekhi Lemon, the USC wide receiver, the Bolivnikov, however you want to say it, the winner there. He tripped it up, and he was so good this season for the USC Trojans. And for New Orleans, I'm just thinking this is another position where they need some more help with Chris Olave. Mekhi Lemon would add another dual threat weapon in there for this offense, and Tyler Shuck, another weapon, always important for sure. On to number 9. I'm going to go. Actually, I always wonder about that. If like YouTube, they hear the word weapon and they're like, flag the video. So if as many times as I say weapon, like super weapon, would that like get categorized and shut me down on MTV or something? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going at it. Number 9, KC. I'm going to take KC Concepcion. That'd be pretty cool, actually fitting. I'm not gonna do that though. I'm going to be taking David Bailey, edge rusher, Texas Tech. Arvell Reese would be an interesting little addition, especially if you decide to move on for Leo Chanel, then that could be a replacement there. I'm not really gonna do that though. I'm gonna go David Bailey. Chanel's a heck of a special teamer too. I don't see them moving on from him for both standpoints. Bailey gives them some more of a traditional pass rusher, some juice off the edge. This team is really lacking in their defense right now. So getting a guy like David Bailey, it just makes too much sense in their pass rushing needs, especially with all the top wide receivers off the board at this point. Number 10, Cincinnati Bengals. Keep it simple. This is one of those where it's Sonny Styles. I think Sonny Styles is as good of a football player, if not better, than Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs. Like, he's right in the same tier. People just don't talk about him in the same tier, but he is so good. Every time you watch an Ohio State game, Sonny Styles is the guy. He's the green dot there. He's that dude that is just that force in the middle that is making so many plays. He's able to cover well too. Just don't really see a whole ton of things where I'm like, oh, Sonny Styles, oh, he can't do this. Oh, no, he can. He can do anything. You know what I'm saying? He could probably play quarterback. No, I'm joking. They don't need that. Here's Joe Burrow's like, yeah, I'm a little unhappy. Joe Burrow's funny, man. He is kind of funny to listen to in his interviews. Yeah, we didn't. Um, yeah, no, I love Joe. Coolin' Joe, but hopefully we get him some help this offseason so we can be happy. He looks so depressed. Jeez Louise, what is he, a comedic out here? His way is as much as he's depressed, it seems like it. But on to number 11, the Miami Dolphins, the Hurricanes. No, I'm joking. We could really use a hurricane. I am going to go select Caleb Downs into that secondary, be a much improvement there for that young secondary. I mean, you got Trader, you got Minka Fitzpatrick still under contract. It's not really going to stop me, to be real. I think Caleb Downs is just an elite difference maker. Plus, Minka can play all across the board. I think Downs is a versatile player as well, and he's just the best player on the board at this point, even with Arvell Reese there, which is neck and neck. Actually, you can make the argument for which and where. Arvell Reese would be a really good adoption. I guess they're adopting him now, but there's a lot of different ways to look at this one. I'm going to go Arvell Reese here for the Cowboys. He's exactly what the Cowboys need. Stopping the run is going to be a Jerry Jones thing, not to mention the pass rush that he can bring. Get some more pass rush into that defensive line. If they can rock out with Caleb Downs or Arvell Reese, I think either one of those guys, for both of those teams, they'd be really happy with one of those players. On to the Rams, number 13 overall. Now gets a little interesting for the Rams since they're picking at 13 via Atlanta Falcons. They're picking behind like the Dolphins, Bengals, Cowboys, all teams that I think could really have some players that the Rams would want. So those Falcons, man, Raheem Morris, gotta say, before I go out here, I'm gonna go for it. Anyway, heat check time. We'll see who the Atlanta Falcons head coach is. Also, I never even said this is a 2-round mock draft. I totally forgot to tell you guys this, but as you can see, I'm flying all over the board here. It's a 2-round mock draft. Hopefully, for the title, I make sure remember to put that in the title sometimes. I'm gonna take Mansour Delane, the Frenchman over here, is coming over to the LA Rams. I don't think he's from France, but if he was, that'd be pretty sweet. Oui, senor. That's Spanish. I'm insulting cultures right now. As you can tell, I'm probably the most uncultured person out here. Baltimore Ravens, I'm going to, that was pretty bad. I'm not, even for me, that was pretty bad. I am going to take Peter Woods, the Clemson defensive tackle. Self-explanatory. They need defensive line help. Bucks also need defensive line help. So let's go Keldrick Folk. Let's get them a pass rusher to improve those trenches, baby. Switching it up. Not really, because we need trenches. Jets, Jerome McCoy. Heck yeah. I want Jerome McCoy on this one all day. That one's an easy one as well. Like a lot of really easy picks. This is like easy pick Lane Alley or something. But Jerome McCoy, exactly what we need. Interceptions? I've not seen any of those this season as a Jets fan. What the heck? Let's bring some more pass protection, or not pass interceptions. Detroit Lions, number 17 overall. One of my favorite picks in the draft for them is Caden Proctor. The crispy packages. Not just that, he's going to be the left tackle of the future. Taylor Decker might have to retire. I got to keep an eye on that because he could see news on that any sort of day. But with the injuries he's had, it's so unfortunate. Even if he comes back, then you could stick Proctor in a guard, not center. I'll put him at center. stick him at guard, I guess, and then for at least for a season or so until Decker does end up retiring, and then you can rock it out with Rowledge at center or figure something out there. But Proctor to me is the definition of a Detroit Lion. On to plus he's an Alabama player too, so they'd be cooking over there. On to the Minnesota Vikings, skull we go, where I'm gonna take Jeremiah Love. It's too easy. But simply put, it's not just it's easy, it's a great fit. It's exactly the type of player that they need in their offense. So we're gonna get it done. We're calling it. We're calling the actions. On to the Carolina Panthers. I'll go Avion Terrell here. Yeah, Terrell's a beast. I think Terrell's a really good football player. I say that I think he's underrated in this cornerback class. Somebody that I feel very confident that's going to be a impact starter for whoever drafts him right away. In Carolina, they could stick him into the slot early on. Mike Jackson's still under contract. He's had a great season. However, if you put Terrell in the slot, I'm down with that. They've had injuries too at the cornerback position, so you always need some depth there. Dallas Cowboys, number 20. I am going for the Dallas Cowboys. What shall I do? I'm going to take a corner as well. I'm going to go with the Hood, Colton Hood, the boys in the Hood. Colton is going to be the man for the Cowboys. He does the job. I think he'll rise up boards here really soon. And his tape is really, really good. So I like him. He's got the physicality too. On to the Pittsburgh Steelers, where wide receiver, got to go ahead and improve the wide receiver position. They need some help there. Even though Aaron Rodgers playing at, he's getting to Gainwell or getting to Warren or Moose got more action now. So we'll see how things go. But obviously Washington's on IR. They'll get DK back for the playoffs, which is good, but maybe you'll be a little motivated. I think that might be an upset, actually, just thinking about that game. That was an awesome game, by the way. The Baltimore, it did not disappoint. I feel bad, though, if you're a Pittsburgh or Baltimore fan and you had to watch that game live. That had to be stressful. It had to be a stressful event. I'm going with Denzel Boston, though. I don't even talking about the pick. I'm just putting it in there. I'm not even telling you what I'm going on here. I don't know. I'm losing my job at it. I'm losing the whole plot. On to the Chargers, the Bolts, the Electricities. I'm not changing this up. You know what I mean? Like, how could you not go anything but offensive line? I think it's offensive line or revolt. I think I should, like, electrically charge myself. I'll go electrocute myself if I go anything other than offensive line. Like, that's kind of what I feel like I have to do. Get me an electric outlet. I need it. I'm not doing that. Or give me a lightning rod. It's not even lightning, but we'll find something. On to the Philadelphia Eagles here, number 23 overall. Let's go Kenyon Sadiq. This is one where it's going to come down to free agency for them because they're not going to be able to pay everybody. So if they don't decide to pay Jalen Phillips, then edge rusher. If Dallas Goedert comes back, if somehow Howie Roseman figures a way to pay all these guys, then fine. Then maybe we'll go with offensive line or, defensive tackle maybe or safety. And now I sound like Herbert the Frog. But I'm going with a green guy in Kenyon Sadiq, the Oregon Duck. We go on to the Buffalo Bills, 24 overall. Buffalo, what should we do? I thought about this long and hard. It took me at least 10 seconds to think about this. And I'm like, offensive line. That's where we're going. Let's go ahead and find ourselves an impact right there because, hey, Edwards, McGovern, they're free agents. Could they pay both of them? Possibly, but they might want to get a little younger. Osiris Torrance will be coming up on a contract too. So it's like, do we pay all three of these guys and we go, put their cap situation in danger and jeopardy? I don't think they'll do that. So Brendan Beam, go get yourself an offensive line pregnant and over there pregnant. On to number 25. And we are going to get a safety, actually. You know what? Yeah, let's go with Dylan Thieneman. I like that. The Oregon Duck, that guy is a playmaker in the back end. Their safety room could look a lot different this offseason. Brisker. And also, I got to say Brisker fiercely, right? Brisker's just a name that it speaks valor in there, right? We talked about the Belushi. Like, this is the Belushi of names. Like, you got to boom, Brisker. I'm Brisker. Don't mess with the Brisker. We go ahead and, maybe it sounds like a sandwich. The brisket. On to, we go to the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, let's go Lomu here. Tackle, Utah. Really good athletic beast that really is going to be a nice addition for that offensive tackle room of the future. They need to find their left tackle of the future. Houston Texans offensive line certainly in play here, but I will go with Banks. We're putting this one straight to Chase. JP Morgan it on. Get your debit Visa, whatever the heck you want, a cash credit, Apple Card awaiting. The banks are ready. On to that defensive line for Houston. On to the Cleveland Browns. I am going to go offensive line here. It's kind of a forced hand pick. But at the same time, I'll go Blake Miller here because Blake Miller's available, and that's what I'm gonna do. This is one of those, as I say, like they kind of have to go offensive line. Just go best offensive lineman available, maybe even on to number 29 and the LA Rams. I'm going to go Casey Concepcion here. Texas A&M, a wide receiver. Add another deep threat in this offense. And he can be that third wide receiver for Devontae into this next season, of course, with Puka. But then you go into that next season because Devontae's getting older now, and he's what will be like 34 next season, something of the matter. I know I'm using ageism out here. Get my ageism suits, but we're going to go get ourselves Casey Concepcion. He's not going to KC. He's going to LA. Two different slangs. But on to G-Slang, it's my name. On to number 30. I'm going Cassius. How? I'm a werewolf for a reason. How? Is it a full moon? I'm feeling a little frisky out here. Sometimes, you just wake up in a ditch randomly and I'm like, where the heck did my clothes go? You know what I'm saying? Why am I howling? Why am I all hairy? I'm going with Cassius Hal, number 30 for the New England Patriots. Denver Broncos, 31 overall. And for the Denver Broncos, let's go and improve the defensive line for the future. Amari Washington, they're paying Zach Allen, they're paying Justin Jones, or DJ Jones, pardon me, but maybe they say to themselves, we can't pay John Franklin Myers, unfortunately, so we're going to have to improve the interior via the draft. Amari Washington's going to be that answer. Number 32 to finish up the first round. I'm also going to go with an Oregon Duck, a guy that I like a lot, Mateo Uyunglele. I like him better than TJ Parker, so hit me where it, with whatever, but maybe a tomato. That wouldn't hurt too bad. Maybe not an onion. Onion would hurt. Plus, I'd be crying. So I'm going Mateo Uyunglele, edge rusher to finish up the first round. Jets. So we start the second round now. I'm going to go. There's so many different ways we could go, but here's our draft so far. Dante Moore, Gerard McCoy. Let's get a wide receiver. Yes, you have Adonai Mitchell. You've got John Mechie. You've got Arian Smith. We're getting a wide receiver. There's not much. Elijah Surratt, Chris Bell. Do you go with the availability now? Do you go with the upside in Chris Bell, even though Elijah Surratt's a beast as well? I'll go with the upside because upside. It's upside, right? And we don't need Chris Bell to be fantastic right away. We can have a little bit of patience. We're developing. We're a team that ideally you want to start the season off maybe a little rough, and then as the season goes along, you start just destroying the competition, right? And then we beat the Patriots like 50-2. That would be great. Maybe we'll give them 2 points. I figure that's always fair. Cardinals, number 34 overall. And you know what? Cardinals, we're going to take a chance on the quarterback, right? They gotta find somebody. There's got to be somebody out there. Somebody waiting for me to come to this quarterback position. But it's so hard. It is so hard. Maybe we'll go ahead and take Trinidad Chambliss. But that could be a little bit of shamless this offseason. I don't know what the heck's going to go on with Chambliss, but that'll be interesting to watch out for. I think he's quarterback 3. If I had to guess right now, I ain't taking Ty Simpson. No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Can't do it. We'll take Trinidad Chambliss, though, quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. You know what's funny, too, the Cardinals? I just looked this up, but the Cardinals, their state bird, Arizona, isn't even a cardinal. It's like a cactus wren? Whatever. I don't know. I have to look up that bird, but in the fancy, don't even get me started with the fancy words, too. Like, they should be all calling it the carnivorous broninius. It's unbelievable. Like, how do the people, even the scientists, come up with these names? What are you trying to do out here? Complicated. I feel like scientists just come up with the craziest names just so that way they can prove they're really smart. Just come up with like win or like the X1 or the X2, like simple terms like B2, B3. Now I'm still like I'm playing bingo. B5, bingo! Anyway, for the Cardinals, yeah, let's go on Trinidad Chambliss here at number 34 overall. Number 35, we got to get secondary because our first pick, we went offense. Yeah, let's get some secondary help. Let's go with Keith Abney, the second. He to help out their cornerback room. They need some seconds in that room, that cornerback room in general. Raiders? Oh, of course. We got Mendoza with their first pick, so you know what we got to do. It's Elijah Surratt time. Pair up the Hoosiers, the little love connection. This is like Bachelor meets Love Island sort of thing, I guess. I'm gonna stop there where I'm still not losing too much and get Elijah Surratt. He's a great receiver too. Giants. I said that loud. I said that like, Giants. Ooh, they're really sparkling. Sparkling. I'm going C.J. Allen, linebacker from Georgia, to bring in somebody to pair along with Bobby Okereke, and they can even move on from Okereke and bring back Micah McFadden. There's a lot of possibilities, but finding that linebacker can be a good run defender because without Micah McFadden, their run defense is definitely taking a step back. Houston, the Texans. I'm gonna do something different this week. Oh yeah, we gotta shake it up. We gotta shake, 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 shake and bake. I am going to take my guy. Oh yeah, cage. The cage is loose. The cage is being rattled today. Oh, don't rattle the cage. You got Jack Black. And who else is in that new Anaconda movie? It looks hilarious, might I add, but I gotta watch that one. When Jack Black's in a movie, you know it's gonna be crazy. Nacho Libre, this one that was a good one too. But there's a lot of good ones. I'm really looking forward to Jumanji too, the new one. On to number 39 overall, the Bengals. I mean, sorry, the Browns. Jeez, I always do that. The Bengals are down here. I don't know. It's the scientific stuff that's getting in my mind. The scientists always mess with my brain. They're too smart. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to take. Let's double dip offensive line. I know we got one tackle. Let's get another. Heck yeah. I'll go with Caleb Tiernan. We got two bookend tackles now. Invest in the free agency market on the interior in this case scenario. And yeah, that's the route that I'm going to go. You can't build an entire offensive line in one off season, but you can try. And that's what we're going to try to do. Chiefs, KC, and I will go. Oh, Jonah Coleman. They need a running back, and that's yeah. I'm gonna take Jonah Coleman because I like Jonah Coleman a lot. I know he's not been somebody that I've mocked in a minute and stuff like that, but I just recently watched Jonah Coleman and maybe got a little hype on me going again. But he's still a really good football player. Maybe the numbers are a little down, but the Washington offense, the Commanders and the Huskies, both of their offense was kind of tough. So it's hard to project some of that stuff. I think Coleman is one of the most natural runners in the draft. I actually think he is a more like down to down better runner than Jeremiah Love. I'm not saying he's explosive or dynamic or anything like that, but I think he's actually a better pure down to down runner than Jeremiah Love. So Coleman comes in here and gives him that workhorse. He's also a good receiver and he's a good pass back protection back, which that's why I have him over the edge of like a guy like Jadarian Price. I'm glad LJ Martin's up here. He's a really good player, but I still think that I'm going to go with Coleman as running back two for me. On to the Bengals here at 41 overall. And for the Bengals, we went with linebacker in their first pick. I want to get a safety here because they really need some back end help. So let's go ahead and improve the back end. You got to improve the back end, right? The buns, got to get the hamburgers right. If you don't have the hamburgers right, then you know what I'm saying. I mean, what can you put the burger on? If you don't have a bun, then nothing works, right? Unless you're bunless. I mean, that's an option too, right? No buns. We all need buns. I'm gonna go ahead and speaking of buns, their offensive line in New Orleans is buns on the interior. So yeah, let's go get Austin Sherfield is going to be the pick here, and I'm not making fun of his name. He's got a cool name. I like it. It's got a nice ring to it. AS coming over to help out. Sounds like the AWS or something, the Amazon stuff. This has been sponsored by Amazon. Don't think so. I don't take sponsors from Amazon. Get off my website, they say. I'm glad I don't have this little, infinite thing on here anymore. I'm like, what the heck is this, man? Why do they keep showing that? I found out because I was zoomed in so much. Like if I zoom it in a ton, then it all of a sudden pops up and I get this annoying, you are watching you with those cookies and these ads and stuff. And I don't want that, right? Don't be looking at me like that, staring at me with those dang beady eyes again. Belushi, I say. We're almost there to the Belushis. I'm taking it 43 for the what do I want to do for the Dolphins? That's a good question. What do we do in the first round? We got Caleb Downs. How can I forget already? We already got somebody in that, but with this pick, we'll snag a corner. I'm gonna go get Brandon Cisse. So we're gonna just kind of double dip the secondary. You get Caleb Downs and Brandon Cisse, kind of doing like a Philadelphia Eagles thing. Oh, you see my secret code. Oh yeah, it's a secret code. Actually, not really. But yeah, they're gonna go get Brandon Cisse from South Carolina and improve that secondary. And on to the JETS, Jets back on the clock. And ooh, look at that mock draft so far for the Jets. I'm hyped. I mean, we'll see. I'm sure some Jets fans may not like it. We got some injury guys out here, but we'll take it. We need talent. So I'm gonna take all the injuries and hope that we can hit on some of these picks because all these dudes are really talented. McCoy, Bell, Dante Moore. He's probably gonna get injured too. No, hopefully not. Oh my gosh, that'd be really bad. Everybody, though, let's go ahead and clap your hands. Clap your hands. I'm going to go get Hosea Trotter, linebacker from Missouri. This is a pick I like a lot. Hey, we got a stud this past draft in Armin Embu. Now we go get another stud in Hosea Trotter. Sign me on the dotted line, UPS style. On to the carryover to the Baltimore Ravens. We head over there, and I am going to get we went defensive interior. Let's get offensive line. They need some help there on the O-line, and improving the interior is going to be my quality control standards. I'm going to go get the long lost, not real governors of Florida's other offensive guard, Chase Basantes, the left guard over there at Texas A&M. And whether he plays left guard or right guard, they can figure that sort of thing out. Like Voorhees could move over to right guard if they had to, or yeah, they need to improve their interior offensive line. So that's what I'm going to do. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hey, why are you looking at me like that? What are I'm just trying to make some picks out here. It's hard. Don't make fun of me. On to Tampa. I'm gonna go. Ooh, Anthony Hill. Ooh, Jake Golday. Ooh, Jacob Rodriguez. Ooh, Harold Perkins. No, I'm gonna go Anthony Hill. Yeah, let's go get Anthony Hill, linebacker from Texas. Be that linebacker in there. It's pretty self-explanatory. They need to improve their linebacking core. It's not been very good this season, and with Levante David possibly retiring here, we'll see how things go. Maybe he runs it back. I haven't seen any announcement just yet, but I'll keep an eye out on that. Oh, here we go. Indianapolis Colts. They put some pressure. Charlie was like, "Oh," Carly was like, "Hey, we need to execute this." Not like executing people, but like we need to execute a vision and have some pressure on. And I think that's something that this Indianapolis Colts team is going to have to really look at. Shane Steichen going to be maybe on the hot seat going into next season. They're going to have to produce for sure and figuring out the quarterback position. Who's going to be the guy? Will it be Daniel Jones again? Maybe they'll go get Malik Willis. But I'm going to go get Caden McDonald here from the Ohio State University, who's going to execute that game plan really nicely for that Indianapolis Colts team. On to the Falcons here at number 48. I want to get a wide receiver. Let's go get Jeremy Bernard, the Alabama wide receiver, who gives them some more yak, exactly what they need in their offense, because they don't really have a whole ton of guys in the offense that bring a whole ton of yak. So boom, boom, bing. On to the Minnesota Vikings, where we got Jeremiah Love at their first pick. Now, with this pick, I want to improve the secondary some because Harrison Smith, the great Harrison Smith, we're only going to call him the great Harrison Smith going forward because that's his name, the Viking. So you got to put it like the great or something like that, right? So AJ Halsey is going to be the new selection. It's just AJ Halsey until he earns the great for the phrase. On to the Detroit Lions. And for the Detroit Lions, I am going to go get TJ Parker here, edge rusher from Clemson. He is going to come to town, not like Santa, but he will certainly come to the town of Detroit. And hopefully Dan Campbell will not be giving himself some freaking Fs anymore. And we can get some freaking A's going along here. Some Apple A's. Maybe we'll put it the Apple A's. He's going to be using the terms. We'll go Apple A's. He gets his iPhone too. Maybe he's an Android guy. That's fine too. You can go with the Android A's. On to the, sounds like a baseball team. Number 51, Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go Connor Lew if he's available. I think he is. There he is. He's available. I knew it. I'm going to improve the Lew by going to P real quick and then get ourselves a center to be that long-term answer. Cade May's a free agent. Maybe they don't bring him back. So they go get Connor Lew. On to, who knew? On to the Green Bay Packers. Actually, they could go Connor Lew if they want to think about the long-term answer there at center themselves. Wouldn't be shocking. I'll go defense tackle, though. I think I'll go defense tackle. I will go with Lee Hunter from Texas Tech. Going to be the answer. To help stop the run for the Green Bay Packer team. Be a big fella, right? They need a big fella. A good fella, right? You can offer the game. Where's Robert De Niro? Yeah. Again, Robert De Niro. Oh, man. There we go. But on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not very good at impressionations personally. Obviously, you can tell. Don't quit your day job, right? Pittsburgh Steelers. We need to call Jim Carrey out here. Pittsburgh, we went with their first pick. We went wide receiver. And now I want to go ahead and improve the secondary. Let's get a safety. I think Emmanuel McNeil Warren would be really good pick for them. Hopefully. EMW is going to be the pick here. That also sounds like Amazon making a returns out here. But he is going to be a nice little back end patrol because they need some more help in that back end. They've got some leaky spots in that secondary as we can't tell, like, what's going on out here. Jeez Louise, three easy touchdowns for the Ravens. It's still not they won that game. Aaron Rodgers kind of willed them. On to the Philadelphia Eagles' first pick. Oh, we went with the tight end, Kenyon Siddiqua, with this pick. Let's get functional. It's time to get functional. And we're going to call this pick Functional Freeling because I'm freeling some more offensive line that they need. Their offensive line has not been great this season in terms of run blocking. Pass blocking's been pretty good. They do a great job of that. It's Jeff Stoutland, the university over there that he coaches. It's like literally a university at Philadelphia. I almost feel like they should have an academy. He'd make so much more money on the side, too. Monroe Freeling is going to be their future right guard, maybe? Something like that. They can develop for a season behind Tyler Steen because They're not probably gonna be able to pace. I mean, Steam may not want that much money, who knows? But they're already paying Dickerson, they're already paying Jurgens, so and they're paying Malata and Lane Johnson. So are they gonna pay all five of those guys? Maybe. It's Howie Roseman, he'll figure a way, but he'll get Phillips on there, he'll get Dallas Goddard paid, and then they'll find some other free agent signing. They'll pay everybody. They'll get Patrick Mahomes on there too and just pay him all. But I'm gonna go with Montfro Freeland to get them some help in rotation early on. He'll be a rotational piece, but more or less long-term right guard slash maybe right tackle. Who knows for Lane Johnson? But they've been investing in that too, and I'm not ready to call Lane Johnson retired. He's still under contract for a couple of years. On to the Chargers, the Bolts, number 55. Oh, I can't scroll. It's not letting me scroll. There we go. And you know what time it is? It's Miller time. Christian Miller is going to be the pick here. Just simply put, they could use some more help. Tier Tartabley's a free agent. Pretty much a lot of people on that defense line are free agents. You do have Jamari Caldwell, who I expect to be a good player for them and going forward, but they really could use some more interior guys. As much as Harbaugh loves those guys on the trenches, let's go get a trench player here after going with an offensive lineman in their first pick, Vega Iowane. And I think I say his name wrong all the time, I feel like, but Iowane. On to the Buffalo Bills here at 56, and I want to get a linebacker. I think linebacker is going to be the big. We got guard, we got Emmanuel Pregnon with our first pick, but let's go with Jake Goldday. So Goldday is going to be the linebacker for them to go with Terrell Bernard. I said that funny, Terrell Bernard, and Jake Goulday. Their 1-2 punch at linebacker because their linebacker position's kind of been in flux so much too. So trying to find some stability at linebacker would be really nice. Bears at 57 with their first pick. We got some help in the secondary. I want to get a defensive lineman here. So let's get some more pass rush. Let's go with Key Mesidor from Miami. He's been so good, and we can't ignore it anymore. I mean, I've been ignoring Key Mesidor. He's a bit of an older player, but at the same time, like he's been so good that I can't keep closing the eyes to it. You can't. You just can't. So let's go with Key Mesidor. I think he's going to go up on day 2 at this point. We go to the Houston Texans. I'm actually going to go with the pass rusher for them too, because Danielle Hunter is going to be going to a contract year. Maybe they pay him, give him a contract extension, but they still need some depth. So this is kind of like one of those things where you future-proof it a little bit, give them some more depth, and also if they end up losing Danielle Hunter, then they're going to need to find a replacement long-term. So in this case scenario, we'll go with R. Mason Thomas. Maybe Zion Young could fit that more of like a role that D'Amico Ryans will be looking for. But R. Mason Thomas is a really good football player too, and I like his pass rushing tape a lot. Let's go on to the San Francisco 49ers here, where I'm going to go get a wide receiver. We got some offensive line help, and we probably need to zoom out a little bit. You probably can't see nothing, but I know the zooming action is getting crazy out here, but we got Loma with their first pick. So I want to get a wide receiver, and I want to get Omar Cooper, actually. Cooper would be a really good player and a good scheme fit with his yak ability, and he reminds me so much. You want to know who he reminds me of? You're never going to guess. It's obviously, Debo Samuel. I thought for a minute, I thought I picked Deion Burks. So I'm like, oh no, I got to restart the mock draft again. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't do that, but I'm going to go with Omar Cooper at 59 there for the 49ers. On to number 60 in the Jacksonville Jaguars, where first pick, we didn't have a first pick. So I'm going to get a corner. I'm going to go get Chris Johnson from San Diego State. They could have a little change in the secondary though. So even though their secondary has been really good this season, they make a lot of turnovers. Credit to their pass rush too. Allen's been awesome. Walker's really good. Their linebacking core is insane. But Chris Johnson just adds somebody else in there with Jarrian Jones and Jordan Lewis. That'd be kind of like your 3 tandem going into next season. They would sign somebody else and maybe Newsom comes back on a cheap 1-year contract. But still, that would be something that would make a lot of sense for me. On to the Rams here, where this is our haul so far for the Rams. We've gotten Delane and we've got Concepcion, a little grouping there. I want to invest in the offensive line still because, hey, right guard of the future could be an option for this football team. Kevin Dotson is a free agent in 2027, I believe. And his cap hit is something where they're okay right now. They've got plenty of cap space, so they could pay him again, but maybe they don't. And they say to themselves, let's go invest in it, at least for the future. Max Hunachor, the dinosaur. I just watched Jurassic Park. Actually, it was pretty good. I was not expecting it to be that good. I thought it was pretty good. It was better than like some of the Jurassic World stuff. I thought it was actually way better than that. I mean, there was some really corny bits and some funny bits, but I like that, man. I kind of like, hey, you're talking about a guy who likes Adam Sandler movies a lot and stuff. So Maxi Hanachor is going to be the pick. And then on to the New England Patriots here with their first pick. We got Cassius Howe. I think I'm going to go get, do I want to go get a tight end here? Yeah, let's go get another weapon. I keep going real high pitched today. I don't know what's going on with my voice. It's the sickness. I'm trying to get through like, making sure that I can pronounce things and it's sounding a little funny. It sounds like I'm going through puberty again, but maybe I am. Oh no, I'm 31 and I'm going through puberty. Unbelievable. I'm a slow process out here. Eli Raridan, gonna be the pick here from Notre Dame. Help improve that tight end room number 2 and be that number 1 of the long term. Hunter Henry and Eli Raridan with Hooper being a free agent. On to number 63, Denver Broncos. And my voice is annoying right now. It's annoying me. That's what's how bad it is. And hey, I got to live with my own voice. I can't live with my own voice. Just what are you doing? Sound like the one girl from Monsters Inc. Yeah, no. I haven't seen that in a long time. On to this pick though here. I am going to go get offensive line because Ben Powers could be something they move off of soon. They could even move off from this offseason. It wouldn't shock me. Save a little bit of money there. And with his injury too. So actually, I could see that since they're paying their entire offensive line. So let's go get Carter Smith, move him in over to left guard there. And with his grip strength, boom, and boom, boom, boom. Again, we're with the booms. Sound like John Madden out here. Boom. Little yeah, give him the what is it? The stick, the armor stick, the sprayer, not the spray. You know what I mean? Like the axe, not axe. Oh man, Old Spice, Kevin Hart. Oh, those hit him with the boom. Anyway, on to number 60 for Old Spice. Jeez. On to number 64, and we're gonna finish this off with an offensive lineman here too for Seattle. Wow, I'm really zoomed out now, but I'm zooming out. I can't see. I told you about my vision earlier. It's not very good, but I'm going to go with Parker Brailsford. I can see him enough. He's there. He's on my screen. I think Brailsford is so good. I think he is going to be a really good pass protector for Darnold, which is a big problem. He's not the greatest run blocker, so that's going to be something that gets talked to out with him because he's smaller. Don't make fun of his size, okay? This is 2026 now. 2025, you can make fun of his size. 2026, I can't make fun of his size anymore, okay? Come on. No, I'm joking. But Brailsford is, I like him a lot, and I stick with that. And you put him in at center, you put Jalen Sundell at right guard, and figure some things out up in there. But that's our draft. This 2-round mock draft is technically Tuesday now, I think, right? I mean, let's see. Yeah, it's Tuesday, so 2-round Tuesday, if you want to call it that. But Mock Monday meets Mock Tuesday, or 2-round Tuesday. Little co-actioning exists here. And here is the recap for it. You can see your team, and feel free to stop it where you may, and we'll do the full results so you can see the second round too, and we can talk about something in the meantime. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Keep it rocking with whatever you do. Stay motivated as much as you can. Find ways to motivate yourself. It's not always easy sometimes, especially if life hits you with all crazy events. And if G Sling starts mocking, I'm talking to myself in the third person, but if G Sling mocks you, Lee Hunter, and you're like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? We shouldn't go Lee Hunter because I don't want to hunt down for people. I want to go get Freeling. I want a functional Freeling up on this offensive line. Who knows? There are a lot of possibilities. There it is, though. That's it. I hope you guys have a really good day. Let me know what you think, agree or disagree. And thanks for stopping by and making fun of me. If you want to, go for it. Do whatever you want to do. I really hope you guys have a good day.